Hello and welcome to The Print. I'm Sagrika Kissu. If you are in Gurgaon, you cannot miss the swanky stores of Lake Forest wines. But very few people know the man behind these swanky stores. With us is Neeraj Sachdeva, sitting right next to me to talk about Lake Forest wines and how he established his presence in Gurgaon. Welcome to The Print, sir.
Thank you, Sagrika.
So my first and foremost question to you is tell me a little bit about your journey to Gurgaon. When you came to Gurgaon, how you established your name in the liquor sector. Everybody knows about you. Tell me a little bit about that.
Thank you, Sagrika. Good question. When I moved from the US back to India, Gurgaon was a good destination, being a multilinguistic society. We had an apartment which we had bought while DLF had come to the US. And initially the plan was to have a kind of a discovery trip in India and see the kind of knowledge I had possessed my last 10 years of experience in the US. I could take advantage of that. A lot of people discouraged me when I moved to India because of corruption, because liquor being a very big social taboo. So fortunately for me, I met some very nice people. I met, like I said, Mr. Ponti Chadda, and he encouraged me a lot once he found out about my knowledge. Initially, the steps were, it was a very difficult task to establish stores because I didn't understand the excise and taxations of India, as US had barely very little taxes. The licenses were very expensive, and the entry barrier was very high. But because of my knowledge, because when I moved to India, I had such immense knowledge of products which were selling all over the world, and I had extensively traveled all over the world, that there was no way I could not be successful.
From 2008 till 2017-18, Neeraj Sachdeva was the king of imported liquor, said a senior excise official in Gurgaon. This dominance was largely due to Sachdeva's control over the exclusive bottle-in license and the L1BF license, which allowed him to import and distribute alcohol across Haryana. So how many stores of Lake Forest wines are there in Gurgaon?
Sagrika, we have 20 stores. Sometimes we have 30, sometimes we have 20. It's a bidding process annually, but minimum we maintain is 20 stores, God willing. But our whole focus is to build brands and also make a very amazing shopping experience for every kind of person, whether it might be women, whether it may be youngsters, of course, legal age, whether they are oldies, a complete shopping experience where they're very happy that it's like a FMCG product they are buying. And that's the whole idea behind creating these wonderful stores. So because we are importers, distributors, and retailers, so we have a total backward integration, and we take all the licenses to make that happen. So we are very fortunate we can do that.
So we were talking about you, when we were talking off record, you were telling me that when you came to Gurgaon, your first store, and it took a lot of convincing. Tell us a little about that. When was it?
Yeah, so this was 2006. That time it was a total big social taboo towards alcohol. The stores were not very nice. So the excise allotted us a store in a place called Sahara Mall, which was the first big mall in Gurgaon. And it was very difficult to convince the management of Sahara Group. I had to go to Calcutta, I had to go to UP and convince them that this store was not going to be a typical liquor store. It was going to promote a lot of imported brands, and it was going to be a very high-end store. So it took me 2 to 3 months to convince them, and we finally opened the first store in a mall in India, and that was in Sahara Mall, and where then everybody's opened later, and a lot of new licenses came up, like Spencer's and Reliance. They also got the Godrej guys. They got liquor in malls now, and now it's happening all over India.
So yours was the first store in mall in India.
I think so. I mean, so far I know North India for sure, but I think it was the first store in a mall in India, unless there was something in South. I am not sure.
And for the longest time in Gurgaon, if we say, Lake Forest wine has been at the top of the game, in the sense later the Discovery and now G Town came. So can you tell me about the competition from the time you started and now, how the market dynamics have changed?
Yeah, the market has evolved a bit as sales have gone up. Excise policies have changed in neighboring states to compete with Gurgaon. So earlier, Lake Forest was probably like you're right, probably the first 3-4 years till 2010. Lake Forest was the sole guy was promoting imported alcohol and trying to build swanky stores. But now, as you know, in India and everywhere in the world, when there is margins in business, more people come up, and yeah, G Town and Discovery have come up, and there's healthy competition. We all are friends, and there's die-hard but healthy competition, good for the consumers.
But how do you ensure that your brand stands out?
So like I said, we are importers, distributors. So there are a lot of brands which we import, we distribute for North India, like Diageo, Johnny Walker people. We distribute 3 brands to 4 brands, which we supply to Discovery and G-Town, plus 162 brands which we own for India, which we supply in 13 states, we supply. So these brands are exclusively ours, so that in fact is enhancing our business because they're selling in their stores too. Further, as I am one of the pioneers, so all the MDs of all the multinational companies who are present in India are friends. So I have that edge.
So you have the elite crowd with
Yeah,
you.
I have that edge over Discovery and G-Town because they understand I'm a brand builder.
Sachdeva's life seems straight out of a Bollywood movie. A liquor baron living in the ultra exclusive Camellias complex, hosting parties twice a week to strengthen his network and playing golf with the who's and who of Gurgaon. Now, his goal is to become the world's biggest distributor of liquor, and he is doing everything he can get to reach there. So initially, when Lake Forest wines came to India and specifically in Gurgaon, so how did you market yourself? Because it depends a lot on marketing as well. And today we see many people from Delhi, Noida, they come to Gurgaon just to buy alcohol from Lake Forest wine. So how did you market yourself?
Very good question, Sarika. It was tough for people to make people aware about Lake Forest in Gurgaon. So one was word of mouth, of course, because everybody used to come, used to get a shopping experience. Our prices, because of the Haryana excise, was much lower than the neighboring states. So that was, people used to come especially to take advantage of the pricing, which happens all over the world. Third was the experience, and then my networking. Being an ardent golfer, being a big social butterfly, heading to parties with my friend base, being a Delhi boy, friend base, it just spread like wildfire, and Lake Forest became very, very popular.
So can you also tell me about the Gurgaon market, in the sense that what is so special about the Gurgaon market which you cannot get in Delhi, Noida, the kind of people who come to the liquor store? A little about that.
So it's very interesting, I'll tell you. In fact, people talk about medical tourism, we have liquor tourism. People come from South India and people come from Mumbai to buy alcohol, and you're allowed to take 5 liters in domestic flights. So they come and take 6 bottles, and they take it to Andhra, Hyderabad, they take it to, in fact, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. Very interesting. Lot of people come, and my salesmen tell me they take 6 bottles. So, like I earlier said, Haryana has the most inexpensive tariffs when it comes to high-end alcohol imported alcohol. And because it's the only state with the bidding process. And so basically what it is that a vend is given for us at a certain price, and we are allowed to sell as much quantity. So our pricing gets reduced if we do more volume. The taxes in the other states have a different excise policy. So every bottle is taxed. Ours is the vends are taxed, so it's a different policy. So that gives us an advantage of a better pricing for a product. Ultimately, it's the pricing, the shopping experience, and the product. So all these three combination really makes Haryana a very special market. In fact, the companies tell me 50% of all imported alcohol imported in India is sold in Gurgaon. That bigger market is Gurgaon.
That bigger market is Gurgaon. And also, why didn't you expand? Like, why only Gurgaon? Why didn't you sort of expand it to entire Haryana or other NCR cities?
I have done my endeavors in Faridabad. I've done my endeavors in Panchkula. Plus, see, like I said, every state in India is a different country. So a lot of states are doing the liquor shops are run by the government, like Kerala, like Andhra, like other states, Tamil Nadu. So basically, you can expand into states which allow individuals or private people to own stores or distribution. So there are very few states in India which allow that. Chandigarh is one, UP is one. So we said we will do, because 50% of the sales, because we do the upper part of the business, so the high end part of the business, so 50% is already in Gurgaon. So we said we'll go in the distribution model. So we have our distributors in Maharashtra, where we provide our products. We have our distributors in West Bengal. We supply to Spencer's there in Calcutta. We have our distributors in Chandigarh, Punjab. We have our distributors in UP. I'm supplying to Ponti Chadda's group. We have our distributors in Karnataka, Rajasthan. We do it all over the world, all over India. But retail model, we're very happy to do it in Gurgaon. I'm being the only one with a little help of my daughter. It's very difficult to do more retail all over India. So we are, like I said, we're trying to do more JVs and trying to get more products, and and increase the product base and increase the distribution system. And we do want to take an IPO out in a few years.
And you, as you also said that you have your own brand.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, a little about
So
that.
few
When did it
years,
start?
yeah, few years back, 8-9 years ago, I saw the market. The market was that because I knew all the brands all over the world. So I saw that the famous brands we should import, and the brands which are just entry levels, which do volume business, why pay a margin to the foreigners? You just make your own labels for a certain price, do a proper deal, and get a consumer a good product with your own label. So we have right now 34 labels with 151 our own brands. So that's what we are promoting, and that gives us valuation. What happens is, if we promote a wine and it becomes famous, they want to raise prices. This way we can control the price, we can control the quality, and we own the brand. If a winery plays hard on us, we can move to another winery and who's more eager to make more brands at the same price at a better quality. So we have that leverage. So it's very interesting because our brands have become popular household names now.
And are you also planning to dabble into another sector of hospitality?
So me and my daughter are just about to launch mid-September. Again, a new concept. We have 3 different types of restaurants in one big floor on the 9th floor of a commercial building. It's nearly 40,000 square feet. We got a club, we got a lounge, we got a private area for 100 people with a lot of outside area for people to enjoy the nice winter, springtime. So this concept is a club which is party, kind of rock and roll. And the second one is building brands, private dinners, events, like I said, with the food pairings, wine pairings, liquor tastings. and the other one is for the lounge is kind of fun, frolic, live singing and all. So it's a total different concept. I don't think there's something like this.
Fusion of three.
Yeah, I don't think there's something like this in North India or even whole of India. So again, like a liquor, it's very, very different concept.
And had you, like, when in your childhood, did you ever think that you will get into liquor business?
My father used to drink scotch, not even scotch. He used to drink Peter Scott, which everybody when we were young used to think it was a scotch. It wasn't a scotch. It was a whiskey produced by Koda, which used to put 1% scotch in it. So I used to go to the liquor store and buy, and used to stand in lines, and people used to. I used to get shouted at.
Sachdeva's returned from the US in 2004 with a vision to reshape how alcohol was sold, seen, and savoured in Gurgaon, made him the first mover behind Gurgaon's transformation into Delhi-NCR's liquor world. Now, he's not just a mere liquor baron in Haryana who had a near monopoly over Gurgaon, he's also India's biggest importers of wine, the quintessential drink of the wealthy.